Yeah, I'm sorry, Billy. I must have forgot. I've got an appointment with Planet Earth. Nice to meet you, man.
Farewell, John. Stop by any time.
Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're saddling up and setting out to find the 10 biggest mysteries in the Red Dead Redemption series. For this list, we'll be looking at some of the most bizarre and unexplained mysteries and locations that leave more questions than answers in Rockstar's Western open-world epics. What's your favorite unsolved mystery in the Red Dead series? Follow the clues and let us know down in the comments. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. The Blackwater Massacre, Red Dead Redemption 2.
I ain't had time to ask. What really went down back there on that boat? We missed you. That's what happened.
The inciting incident that sent the Vanderland gang on the run, very few concrete details are known about the Blackwater Massacre. Much of the overarching mystery is due to the player character Arthur Morgan not being present during the heist, but also the rest of the gang's resistance to discuss what actually happened. While it seemed like a straightforward job, it also seemed just a bit too easy, and could have easily been a setup by the Pinkertons in an attempt to capture the Vanderland gang. Along with this theory is that Micah was working with the Pinkertons before even joining the gang, and pushed Dutch into the job in order to save himself through a deal made with the agency. However, when things went south, especially after Dutch shot an innocent woman, Micah had to maintain his cover until the Pinkertons could regroup.
$5,000 for your head alone.
$5,000? For me? Can I turn myself in?
Landon Ricketts, Red Dead Redemption.
Who are you?
Landon Ricketts. Not a name that means much anymore.
Means a little. You were famous when I was a boy.
The Red Dead Redemption series is heavily influenced by Sergio Leone's The Man with No Name trilogy, so much so that Rockstar initially wanted the man himself, Clint Eastwood, to voice John Marston. Another prominent figure of the Wild West in the series is Landon Ricketts, who easily could be a stand-in for Sam Elliott. Landon Ricketts epitomizes the Wild West and is a central figure in John's adventures, and is a well-known gunslinger from John's childhood. However, despite being such a man of legend, very little is known about Landon, with much of John's memories being fuzzy from that time, and Landon's past being mostly hearsay. Landon clearly has knowledge of the Vanderland gang John used to run with, but we never know if his connection runs any deeper than simply word of mouth, or what exactly led to Landon's position as one of the West's most renowned gunslingers.
They left me, and I left them.
Well, that's how it goes.
The Gunsmiths Son, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Why are you dressed up like that? I've seen some sick perversions in my time. This one might take the prize.
A mystery so big it seems the entire town is somehow involved. In the small town of Rhodes, Arthur will routinely visit the unassuming gunsmith until one day a young man trapped in the gunsmith's basement pleads for help. Upon freeing the young man, the gunsmith Jasper will tell Arthur how he lost his son in an accidental drowning and kidnapped the young man because he resembled his lost boy. However, the mystery doesn't end there, as players listening to NPC conversations can hear them mention the accident and the guilt that hangs over the town because of it. Whether this means the course of events Jasper described are false, or if the townsfolk are somehow complicit in the boy's death, remains unknown. Still, there are others who believe Jasper's son Sammy simply ran away, and Jasper, unable to cope in his diminished state, created a tragedy so real he wholly believes it to be true.
Listen, I'm real sorry for what happened. I was lost in my own head. It was very wrong. I see that now.
Hey, we've all kidnapped someone.
We have?
No, of course not.
Tumbleweed, Red Dead Redemption. While ghost towns and abandoned settlements are nothing new in the Red Dead series, what makes Tumbleweed special is it might actually be a ghost town. While the in-game lore describes the downfall of Tumbleweed after the railroad bypassed the town in favor of Armadillo, there are numerous newspaper clippings that can be discovered describing unnatural occurrences within the town. Players have claimed to see ghostly figures in some of the windows, as well as hearing footsteps while exploring some of the buildings. A cluster of bats even take flight from the town at random intervals. All of this coincides with an inscription on the altar in the church. The devil has gotten into that beast that has led many to believe the church and the town are haunted by the devil himself. The Three Meteorites, Red Dead Redemption 2.
What the hell?
The world of Red Dead Redemption 2 is vast and mysterious, and players are always uncovering new discoveries with no clear answers. One such mystery is the Three Meteorites. The first piece of meteorite players are likely to discover is in a remote cabin where the space rock crashed through the roof and killed everyone inside. The second and much larger of the two is located in a crater outside Roanoke. Once players collect these pieces of the rock, the game tells them they are carrying 2 of 3. However, to date, no one has been able to find the third piece of meteorite. Carrying the 2 pieces players have discovered increases Arthur's resistance to heat by 10%, but with the third piece still missing, it's unknown what other kind of stat boost the complete set would grant our aging outlaw. The Vampire of Saint Denis, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Stay back for your own sake. I walk with the undead.
What, you're a vampire?
There's no shortage of terrifying creatures, many of them just other settlers, in the world of Red Dead Redemption 2. One of these, however, is a bit more supernatural than the rest. While exploring Saint Denis, Arthur will discover 5 pieces of graffiti that will eventually lead him to the Dark Lord himself, drinking from his last victim. Clearly modeled after Count Orlok from Nosferatu, the vampire will warn Arthur to stay back, and if Arthur persists, the vampire will strike him with a blade, resulting in instant death. However, if Arthur is able to counter the vampire, he can either kill or capture the undead bloodsucker, and if he brings the vampire to the tiny church, he will die immediately, lending credence to his claims of being a real vampire.
I'll suck you dry.
The Mystery Site, Red Dead Redemption. The Wild West is by definition wild due to much of it being unexplored and mysterious at the time settlers were headed out west. Due to the nature of this, Rockstar seemingly included mysteries that were never meant to be solved in John's quest for redemption. Such is the case with what fans have dubbed the Mystery Site, in which players can find a deerskin with crude drawings on it, held down by 3 rocks, also with runes inscribed on them near Repentance Rock. John can't interact with the site, and there are no quests or mentions of the site or what it represents anywhere in the game. Most likely at one point it was tied to a mission or quest within the game that was later scrapped, but with no way to confirm any of these theories, the mystery site remains, well, a mystery. The UFO Cult, Red Dead Redemption 2. As vast and unknown as the Wild West may seem, it's nothing compared to the endless expanse of space, and camping under the stars every night, many a cowboy is sure to have seen something they can't explain. On the outskirts of New Hanover, Arthur will find a small abandoned community, and within a house, the remains of a group who seemingly took their own lives. A quick search of the dilapidated house will reveal a note detailing how the group somehow believed that they would be taken to a promised realm, and while it seems the cult was misled by their shaman, if Arthur waits around until 2 a.m., an enormous UFO will descend on the house, engulfed in an eerie green glow. We may never fully know the true connection between the cult and the UFO, but it would seem their beliefs weren't completely unfounded, just taken to the furthest extreme. The Time Traveler, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Hey, can I ask you a strange question? I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but I'm on the level.
I don't have a clue what you just said.
The Red Dead series is full of strange and enigmatic characters for John and Arthur to cross paths with, but few are as out of place as Francis Sinclair. His manner of dress and the phrases and the way he talks are unlike anyone else in the game, and he sends Arthur or John on a quest to find rock carvings spread all around the map. Upon collecting illustrations of said carvings, returning to the cabin will find a woman holding a baby named Francis bearing the same birthmark as the man Arthur or John first encountered. What's more, there are numerous mysterious drawings on the wall with depictions of Francis emerging from a portal to all the locations of the carvings. So, is Francis a time traveler whose abilities are tied to the carvings lest he be reincarnated, and is he somehow tied to the Epsilon cult in GTA 5?
I was looking for your husband.
My husband? He's dead. He's been dead since just before Francis was born 1 year ago.
The Strange Man, Red Dead Redemption series.
Hello, John. John Marston.
Do I know you?
I hope so. I seem to know you.
I'm pretty good at remembering faces.
Are you?
Anyone who has played the Red Dead Redemption series is undoubtedly familiar with the Strange Man. In Red Dead Redemption, he knew intimate knowledge about John and his past deeds and would routinely send him on quests that would test his morality. In the end, the Strange Man appears once again, this time at John's homestead, oddly enough waiting on the hillside where John and Abigail would eventually be laid to rest. However, this isn't the first time John has encountered the Strange Man, whether he knew it or not. In a remote cabin, Arthur can find a painting in the process of being completed, and upon returning as John, the visage of the Strange Man is complete, and his seemingly ghostly apparition appears behind John in the mirror. Many speculate this is Death himself stalking John and determining his ultimate fate, but none of this is ever even remotely confirmed.
See you around, cowboy.
Damn you!
Yes, many have.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.